Alright, so I will be doing a tutorial today. Well, more of an explanation, I guess, but I guess it's considered a tutorial, but whatever. It's using the ARK Dev Kit. I'm going to be making an AoE structure that pulls from nearby structures. So, you're going to need the two files I have here, the level and the Prima game data. You find those in the generic mod folder. If you haven't done that, copy them over. If you have done, just bear with me or skip ahead. Go into this one. I don't remember if I had already changed it over or not. You need to link the Prima game data into this. And it looks like I already did. Good. Mode. Good. Now, let's go back to the test map area. Because I will be using the test map to test this and show you how it works, I'm going to need it also linked. Did I do that already? Yes, I did. Alright. Oh, hang on a sec. I wasn't even looking. You all could see it in the recording, but I wasn't paying attention. Did I have the forced load map blanked out? Because that's pretty important, too. Yes, I did. Alright. I can move that off the side now, and I can go back. My apologies if my speech is a little off. I had a small filling done earlier today, so I'm a little frozen still. Anyways, need to go into Prima game data now. And there are several files you will also need to copy over, not just these ones. Yeah, just ignore my whole list of stuff. Just ignore it. And this could take a while depending on your system. I'll do that for now. I want to just copy this. And we'll put that in here and not in there. Before I go here though, did I already do this? Mode. No, it did not. I gotta tick this now. Go back to default. Then I can search for additional. Start with engrams. But can't do anything yet because I need the files. Let's go and get game mode. Not game mode. I need to go in here to the game folder and find what the heck is that thing called again? It's a storage. Storage. If I could spell properly, that would work. Storage. And it's nice to have your filters down here. I've got several ticked off just for, you know, easy access. And let's bring this out here a little. You need to get yourself the engram. You don't need the inventory. Well, I'm assuming that your structure that you're building will be having an inventory. That's why I'm doing this one, because it has an inventory. But I'm not going to be using it. I'm just going to reuse the original one. So, I need the item. And there. I need the structure. All these can be copied over to the tutorial. here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And what are we gonna call this sucker? I'm terrible at making up names. Let's just do it something simple. Collection box. Why not? It collects stuff and it's a box. Simple. I like simple. Gonna do the same to this. Get rid of that. Going to... Oh, don't need to do that one. I do need to do this one. Okay, so the primal game data. Working on that. Let's get an additional blueprint class. Boom. Okay, now let's get an additional where is it? Additional structure. To place that one. And I need this structure. Let's put that there. Okay. Save that. I don't know if I need anything else. Do this quickly mode. Good. Name. Oh, no. Mod name. Mod name. Good. Description. Good. Get rid of that. Now, we need to go into the engram entry. Pull that out here. We need to go into the item. Put that on here, and we need to go into the structure. Gonna be putting that over here. If you've done this already for your mod, you can just, you know, ignore it. Skip past it. 1, 0, yes. I need the item. Item. Give me the item. Get rid of the requirements, and it's good in prime. Good. And I can leave that one alone now. Now, this one. Oh, consume? Good, it does consume it. And then I need to do structure, collection box, name, get rid of that name, description, get rid of that description, name, crafting requirements. Let's get rid of all of those except for one, and let's make it flint. Because I know that I have flint in my player's inventory in the dev kit. You can change it to whatever you want pretty easily. Just adapt the graph. This is just an example graph. By no means is this really, well, it is a functional mod when you upload it, so you could make it piece for piece, but yeah, hopefully you're coming here with your own project and not just making duplicate projects. Just waiting on this stupid thing to load. The dev kit takes a while. It's a hog. It's a hog. There we go. Now I need flint. There we go. Flint. And I want to get rid of the fabricator required. And I don't think I need anything else on that. Oh, hang on. Or is that in the structure? Structure. Clash box. Good. Okay. I think I'm good for this one now. I'm not sure yet, so I'll keep it up. Now into the structure file. Name. Get rid of the name. Collection box. Description. Let's get rid of the description. Collection box. Or maybe that was already. Whatever. What else? Item? Oh wait, it's consume. Yeah, I need that item. Now, structure. Wait. It's easier found if I just go floor. There we go. Just don't like having a floor to place it on. And what else? I think that might be it. I think it's ready to be placed. Maybe save everything. Because I'll be going to the graph after this. I just want to test this first. Okay. Off screen. Don't worry about it. Play. Oh, I do have it in here, don't I? Yeah, I think I did. Yep. A lot of things to remember in this process. Real quick. Get out of here. Real quick. Modding tutorial. Good. Alright. I need to go floor. Because I need... Yeah. Just ignore... I've been testing this. Ignore it. Wait, is that the collector one? That's a vault. Okay, good. That's the default vault. That's not mine. Now, I need to see if I can learn it. Yes, I can. Let's go here and craft it. Yes, I can. Come on. Good. Now we're ready for the graph. Bringing that back. And gonna make a full screen now. Okay, this is where it kind of gets tedious and interesting, I guess. I like graphs. I usually make mine from scratch. Event, begin, play. I am not a professional programmer. There are probably better ways to do this. There are probably more efficient ways to do it, but this is what I know and I know works. So I'm going to show you how I got to where I got and what I did to get it to work. You need a delay after the begin play for the server and client to be able to sync up, otherwise things might happen before you're ready and it would just be bad. Things might not get called properly. Switch net authority, because we're doing that for replication, and that's a whole complicated thing. You should check out Zenro's videos if you're gonna want to learn about replication. Sequence, I use sequences. You don't really need to, but I like to use them. Then, and I can't do this yet, but I'm gonna do this one first. Set timer for the loop. And we're gonna loop it, and we're gonna have it set to 3 seconds. No, 3 seconds. Why not? And run on server loop. You can name it anything you really want to. It's just that it's running on the server and the loop, so I'm being simple in my naming schemes. And game mode. I always do it like this. You probably don't need to. I don't know. Cast to shooter game mode. I don't know if you need or don't. Like I said, there's probably better ways to do it. If you don't need to do this, then sure. But I'm doing it because that's the way I've always done it and I know it works. Oh, and here actually we need to make a variable. Game mode. Actually, I think you do need to make it a shooter game mode specifically, because that's not a shooter, that's just a game mode reference. So you get the game mode variable, then you cast to the shooter game mode from the game mode, and then later on in the graph, in another function that I'll be making, you will use that shooter game mode reference, not the regular one. So yeah, actually you do need it. You do. And you need to make it a shooter game mode object variable. Get. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, delete that. Connect your stuff. And you're on to your run on server loop. Now it's not a function that normally exists, so you need to create it. ROS loop. Okay. And now is the complicated part. Pretty much everything else runs from this loop. It happens every 3 seconds and only on the server. From here you gotta go to server octree. Sometimes you find it just by unchecking. And a K2 world. And a actor location. Self location. location. Get actor location. There we go. That's better. And here you can specify what you're looking for. If it's a player, a dino, anything. Structure, targetable actors, thermal structures, anything. So for this, I'm going to be pulling from other structure variables. Structure and their inventories. Not, well, yeah, they are inventory variables, but whatever. So pulling from structures. And here you could actually have another variable. Make this one radius. And make it a float. And get that. Save first. Strict compile. Set the range to every foundation and UE units is 300 units. So that's one foundation. From the center, so that's half, I guess. Half out. No, it's radius, so yeah, one foundation outwards. And if we're doing 2 foundations, it'd be 600. If we do 3 foundations, it'd be 900. Let's do something big like 1800. Why not? 6 foundations out. Okay, save that. And that radius will be pumping 6 foundations into the overlap actors sphere. And here we need to do a for each loop. Connect your stuff. And it's a good idea to always check this. Valid. Nope. Branch. And equals. What? Oh. That's why. There's no S on equal. I just said it with an S. And self. You need to make sure it's a valid structure and that it's not the same as self. There. Is valid, not equal to self. Then from there, you need to... This one's another optional part. Are tribes allied? My example will be pulling structures from allied tribes in range 2. You don't have to do that if you don't need to. This is why you needed that game mode. You needed the shooter game mode from that. here, you need to go back and go here, and you need to get the targeting team. Come on. There we go. And you need to get the targeting team for yourself. All this is being run on the same vault structure, so self is a good reference. Tribes allied. Our tribes equal. And or. With a branch. Good old conditionals. And I need to go back again. Too far. I need to go here, and I need to go to cast to primal structure. Need to go all the way back again. If it equals or tribes, then yes. And it's a structure. You go cast to primal primal item. No. Primal structure. Oh, it's right there. Never mind. And then, from there, you can get your inventory items. My inventory. And inventory items. Inventory. There we go. Come on. There it is. And here you need to make another variable. This one's going to be called temp. And this one's important. Temp item list. This one needs to be a primal item. Not the base. This one. And it needs to be the object and an array of objects. And set. Connect those two. If it's not specifically those things, it might not connect, and you would have problems. Now, branch, because I do a lot of conditionals, and greater float. Wait, no, it's integer. Temp item list. Get length. It's greater than 0. Just in case you're not scanning an empty inventory. This is as basic video as you can get. There are much more checks you can be doing, whether they are smithy inventory, whether they are a crop plot inventory. There's lots you could do. Different inventories of structures might make a difference because of the default blueprints and whatnot. Mortar and pestle, that's another one. There's lots of checks you can do, but this one will be doing everything. Sorry, I'm just looking at all my stuff again. I have notes here somewhere. Can't find my notes. Can't find my notes. Whatever. What was the last thing I did? Okay, so you got the list, got the length. Now you need to make sure that... Oh. You need to make sure that you need another branch. This one's probably another important one. And less than. Nope. No than. But it is an integer. And my inventory component. The vault. The collection box's inventory. In this one you need to get the items. And then this one you need to get the length. And just because I like to have things in line. God, stop. There. But not it. Not all. Max. Nope, not the function one. Yeah, I think that's it. We might have to change that in the testing, but I'm pretty sure that part's it. Okay, and now from here you go to a for each loop. I'll be breaking this down again right after I build it, so don't worry if I'm going too fast. I need this. For every item in every structure you find, you do another loop. And check if it's a valid item. Here's another important thing that is optional, but I'm doing it so to show you what happens. I will do several tests, one where I enable it, one where I don't. This one is supposed to be a get class. And equals no S. There we go. Make that again. I gotta wait for this one now. Might take a little while. I can't click on anything else. It's a bit of a hog. A hog, I say. It eats resources like crazy, and then crashes. Sleeps. Okay, so I'm doing this from metal. It's going to pull metal from everything. Raw metal. Where's raw metal? Grab an item. Metal. Resource. Metal. Then this one will be just ingots. Check to see if the item in the loop is one of these two items, and if it is, here's the sequence. First one in the sequence. Add item. Object, though. Because this one, you need to be linked all the way back to that object. And you need to get your my inventory again of the collection box. Oh, no, not that. This one. Then number 2 in the chain is going to remove item. Oh, not an array. Remove item from server. It's in here. And oh, I gotta go back to the inventory component of the target. Hang on. Not that one, I don't think. This one. It's easier if you set it the variables, but I didn't set the variables, so yeah. Oh, and I need to get the item ID from this. Somewhere in here, it's a very distinct blue. This one. And show HUD force removal. Oh, I don't really need another one, actually. Now, save it. Or compile. I should have saved first, actually. It doesn't really matter, I think. Now, let's test. And let's learn the engram. Well, let's place this first. Then let's place the source vault. Then let's craft. I can craft 14 of them if I wanted to. I'm not touching this because that's where everything is going to go into. Right now, the only metal I have is there. And there it goes. And there it is. Now let's take all this back. Let's give myself a bunch of metal like I did before. Ingots. Metal. Ingots, metal. Metal, metal, metal. Ingots, metal. Ingots, ingots, ingots. Oh, I don't want a floor. I don't want another floor. Metal. It won't take the shield though, because it's not one of the ones that I specified. It took everything else, just like I told it to. Now, if I were to close this and I'm gonna remove something. You see where I said this. If it's metal or if it's ingots. Instead of that, we are going to just bypass that branch and go straight into removing. That way it does every single thing it finds. You can make custom variables and change all them through the defaults tab. I'm just not going to do that right now. But I will show you what it will do when it's bypassing that check. Then after this, I'm going to break it up and show you exactly what each section does. I know I explained it as I went, but sometimes it's easier to see it in a comments broken down type thing. I need one floor, I need one storage. I need to craft collection box. Doesn't have to be this close either, depending on what your range is. It could be quite a ways away, but the bigger the range, the more structures you scan, the more scans that are being done, more lag on the server. Keep that in mind when you're building this. So, now, into the vault. If I put everything in my inventory, boom, it's gonna poof. There you go. And everything transferred. Everything. Alright. So that's how you make it all in one function. It's kind of a lengthy function, so let's break it down a little. Make a comment. Starting get nearby structures. Next, let's bring this out because we might have to expand quite a ways. I'm going to make this one comment. Validity checks. too far. Reorganizing as I go, so yeah. And this is get inventory array. The next one is another check. Validity check? No, length check. It's technically a fullness check. Move it over here. Now, the temp list loop. Doesn't need to be in a comment, but why not? There are probably more checks you could do, but as I showed in the video, this is something that works. This is where you would specifically check to see what items you want and only pull those ones. Item management. Loop comment item management. Oh wait, comment. Why is comment? Item checks. I feel like I should do something over here. Validity checks. Starting nearby structures. Validity checks. There was something else I should have done. What was it though? Oh, okay, so in between these, right near the beginning, what you could do is if branch, I can't spell branch. Okay, you could do a get class. If you have your own modded structures that you want to find specifically and not any other structures, you could do get class of the structure you just found and do an equal. And then in here you would input your structure class that you want to put in there. And I should not have clicked that. Crap. Darn, okay. Well, I should not have clicked that. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to wait now. But yes, I'm not doing it this time. I'm going to actually delete these and reconnect them, but this is exactly what you would use right here. I'm not going to comment it, but I'm telling you right now that this right here is what you would use to find your modded structures, or technically any structure that you want to find, if you know what the class is. Just gotta wait another little while until it stops thinking. I don't have the best computer out there, but it's no slouch, and it's just a dev kit. It's quite a hog, as I kept saying. Anyways, don't want that. You might want that, but we're not using that right now. I'll just set it aside. I don't want to click that again. Okay. Save. Compile. So that's where you would put your searching for structures. Actually, maybe I will put a comment there. Can't spell that though. There, that's better. Okay. Starting out, get the structures. Search for structures, optional. I mean, you search for specific structures. That part's optional. You do validity checks. Well, technically speaking, no, I'm wrong. Because I'm doing this kind of on the fly here. This searching for structures part should not be there. It should be right here after the validity checks, just in case something was not right. It should be right here. Sorry. But yes, this is where it should belong, after the validity checks and the team checks. Then you get the array into a temporary array, specifically because you do not want to be removing items while you're looping through that array, and that's a very bad idea. Fullness check to see how full the source vault where you're getting the items are, and how full your collection box vault is. In the looping part, you loop through the items of the temporary list, validity checks, and the check to see if it's one of the items you want to find, like we found with the metal. And then here where you add the item to the collector box and you remove it specifically with the item ID from the source inventory. The line goes all the way back to where we found it before. But yes, it takes a little while, but it's all really in one function with a little bit in the event graph. But yeah, you basically need to start out in a server mode and start a timer on server. That timer is a looping timer function, and it does a bunch of other stuff inside. But it only calls it every 3 seconds, and only for the range of, I've only done 1800, so that's 6 foundations away from the center. And that's not too bad. If you do it bigger, it'll be way more taxing on the server. Gonna compile everything. I'm not going to actually upload it, but if you wanted to upload it, you could probably upload what we just built, because I had tested it and it works, as we just saw in 2 different attempts. Just by unconnecting one branch, it worked in 2 different ways. So it's ready. You could upload it. Yeah, I think that's it. So if you have any corrections, put it in the comments. I am by no means a professional programmer though, so keep that in mind. Alright, thanks you guys.